I'm Nabila Nasser. I'm in Miss Sinti class. I'm in 6th grade. I'm from Yemen.
Before starting her new school in Dearborn, Michigan, 12-year-old Nabila was worried.
Because I don't know anyone, I don't know the language they talk. And I think they are going to laugh about me.
New immigrants like Nabila have a lot to cope with when they get to middle school. Many of them have been separated from their families.
You'll notice that a lot of the students don't have their moms here.
Because her visa was like something happened wrong on it, and they said she's gonna stay and we come.
And then I missed her. I cried all the time.
Many students have seen terrible things in their home country.
We heard one explosion, and one inside the school and one outside the school. That's when the war started.
Anytime there was a loud noise, this poor little kindergarten boy would just hit the floor and he would cry because where he came from there were bombs.
It can be hard for children to stay focused on school when they've experienced so much trauma. Here in the Dearborn Public Schools, just outside of Detroit, nearly half of all students are English language learners, and new immigrant students arrive year-round from war-torn places.
We struggled with providing support for students that were bilingual at the time.
It was hard because there were so many different levels.
I'm not gonna lie to you and act like it's a piece of cake. It's not.
How do teachers make these kids feel safe so they can learn?
We want to change the world, and we want to give our students every opportunity.
Punctuation 4.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
At Salina Intermediate School in Dearborn, Michigan, Principal Jamal Lawera welcomes students as they arrive from their homes across the train tracks from a steel factory.
Higher, 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 higher.
For 100 years, Dearborn has been home to immigrants from around the world. They come to work at Ford Motor Company and other nearby plants.
How are you?
Today, many in this neighborhood have come from Yemen, a small country on the Arabian Peninsula. In the last few years, new students have been coming because of Yemen's devastating war. Students like 12-year-old Nabila. Her school in Yemen was bombed.
We was like crying, stuff like that. And after like an hour, we came out from the ground and we go home. So that time my dad called my mom from America. He said we have to leave Yemen and come to live with him.
Which one do you think is the hardest for the characters in the novel?
Nabila studies English language arts with teacher Anna Senti. A few years ago, a newcomer like Nabila would have been in class with kids who grew up speaking English at home.
And it was hard, even though the teacher was great at what she did in regards to differentiating instruction in the classroom, it was hard because there were so many different levels.
Now, new students attend what they call newcomer classes, so they can study English at their level. Some schools call it sheltered instruction. As the students get better in English, they gradually transition to mainstream classes.
How do you think that feels for him?
One ongoing challenge for teachers is providing immigrant students with interesting books that also fit their reading level in English. Ms. Senti has found a good match for Nabila's class in the novel A Long Walk to Water by Linda Sue Park. It's about boys fleeing conflict in South Sudan.
They haven't had water in a long time. They're very thirsty. Nabila, what do you think? How do you think that, do you ever feel like you get really thirsty? What does that feel like?
Like you're gonna die.
So you feel like you're gonna die. You feel weak maybe, right?
It turns out that Nabila has lived this experience as her family fled the bombings.
When we went to the villages, there's no water. And if they're selling some water, but it's a lot of money, and it's hard.
For those students who might want to talk about their traumatic experiences, books like A Long Walk to Water give them the chance. It takes a teacher trained in trauma and cultural sensitivity to lead these conversations safely.
So how did you feel when your brother was lost?
I felt when he lost, I feel bad.
So you were scared, right?
Yeah, I was scared.
I'm always looking to try to find something that the kids will identify well with, so they would be able to dig a little bit deeper, and you could make the curriculum a little bit more rigorous with something they connect that well with.
I liked the book, and Miss Senti picked the best book for us because we remember Yemen when we are in school.
Nabila is in her second year at Salina Intermediate School. 13-year-old Henna just arrived, so the school provides support in Arabic, Henna's first language. ESL specialist Diana Al-Qadi switches back and forth between Arabic and English.
2 younger brothers?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to take care of them. Is it fun having a younger brother ولا 2 younger brothers? تفرحي انهم صغار ولا هم يجننوا فيش؟ They drive you crazy? Okay, that's what I thought.
We've tried several different avenues to reaching our newcomers. We know that research says native language is the best way to reach newcomer students.
Rose Al-Dubaili heads up services for English learners in Dearborn Public Schools.
You don't fight the research. You use whatever works for students, whether it's visual aids, oral language, native language, building background, making those text-to-life connections. Those are all resources that we would hope to build in every teacher's toolbox. And so whatever we have, we put to use.
With a teacher who speaks her language in the classroom, Henna can discuss the fate of Wilbur, the pig in Charlotte's Web, even though Henna has just begun to learn English.
يعني انه كان اشتهي يذبحه كان ابو البنت اشتهي يذبحها بس بعدين هي دافعت عليه وما رضيت يعني ما بدها.
The other advantage of Ms. Al-Qadi speaking Henna's home language is that she can build a relationship more quickly with Henna. Like Nabila and a lot of Henna's classmates, Henna's here in Dearborn because of the war that has been raging in Yemen since 2015. Henna currently lives with her father and 2 brothers, but her mother is still waiting for a chance to join her family.
أنا لما كنت يعني في اليمن كنت عايشة ومبسوطة وفرحة يعني يوم أمي معي وكل الناس معي بس بعدين لما أنا جيت هون أمريكا حسيت إني فارقتهم كلهم وفقدت الأمل. فقدتي يعني كيف قلش حسيت إني وحيدة.
You have to build that personal connection in order for you to really, be impactful to your students, in order for them to want to come to school every day, because that's a big piece of it too, I think if you make that personal connection with those kids, then they know who to turn to when they need to turn to someone.
Ms. Al-Qadi's connection to her students seems natural, but the school district doesn't leave it to chance. For students who have experienced so much trauma, that emotional connection to the adults at school is critical.
When I meet with new departmental teachers into the EL department, the first thing I tell them, this is all about heart.
Mayma Salam works with Ms. Al-Dubaili to run the district's English Learner Department.
You have to remember, build that relationship with that child, understand their background, understand where they're coming from, understand what they're walking into your classroom with and have faced before we're even going to start with our alphabet.
Dearborn's robust professional development program includes a year-long new teacher academy for every teacher the district hires. Topics include English learner instruction, supporting newcomers, and dealing with trauma. Training in the students' cultures is particularly important.
In order to develop that order to maximize the opportunities for academic achievement, to be able to meet the social, emotional of our kids, we have to know what they're coming in with. So understanding where they are culturally, it gives you that baseline.
Back in the 1990s, Dearborn School Superintendent Glenn Maleko got his training in students' cultures a little less formally.
I grew up in Canada. I didn't have a lot of exposure to Muslim children or Muslim families. One of the things that my principal at the time did was take us into the community. And so going to the mosque, learning about the culture of the students that you're going to serve.
Dr. Maleko has worked hard with Ms. Al-Dubaili and her team to provide the resources and expertise that teachers need.
When I was a teacher, we didn't have very many teachers in the district that were ESL certified. And so we struggled with providing support for students that were bilingual at the time.
They've partnered with the local teachers union to increase the levels of ESL certification in the district as quickly as possible.
We have students who are coming in as refugees from war-torn countries versus a student who was born in the United States but may still qualify for EL services.
Chris Sipperly heads up the Dearborn Federation of Teachers.
So I learned very quickly about the wide variety of needs for these kids. and how important it was to be able to meet them so that they could be successful.
The little brothers and sisters of the students at Salina Intermediate get their start at Salina Elementary School, just across the street.
Good morning, beautiful children. Are you ready to learn? Yeah! Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent.
Like Superintendent Maleko, Principal Sue Stanley had a lot to learn about her students and their families when she started working here 5 years ago.
The first time my principal came here 5 years ago, and I've been in Salina for the past 10 years. So the first thing she said, Sana, she was asking me questions about the culture because she came from different school, different culture.
Sana Hamad is Salina Elementary School's parent liaison, and she helped Principal Stanley connect with the community.
I told her, I'm gonna do something with you. Let me take you a tour in the community just to show you what is the community here and how the community works.
We just have the greatest conversations about the differences in cultures, differences in the religion, all of those things. They have taught me. I've made some mistakes. All of a sudden it was like, wow, I didn't know that maybe a gesture that I was doing with children could be taken differently in their culture. So she's really helped me a lot.
You gonna take us into the room? Yeah. Okay.
Today is the STEAM Fair at Salina, celebrating the students' work in the areas of science, technology, engineering, art, and math. These girls need a dark room to show what they've learned about the phases of the moon.
This is waxing gibbous because it's a half moon.
Hands-on learning can be a great strategy for engaging English learners, especially newcomers.
And there was a child that was in kindergarten and wasn't feeling very successful because language. I mean, school is so language-based. And this little boy had just seemed sad for the longest time. He had that robot put together before anybody gave him any directions or before anything else. The look on this child's face really showed that we have to find ways to break the language barrier for kids, give them hands-on learning, do makerspace, do these kinds of things where you don't need language first. And those are the things that will help children feel successful.
The STEAM Fair is also a chance for parents to see what their kids are up to. It's one of the many invitations Salina makes to parents to visit the school. The effort to make them feel welcome starts at the front desk.
All right, have a super duper day, honey. To be the first face that they see, I can immediately see some relief on their faces. They don't know me, but I look like them. And I am. I was born and raised here in the USA, but I am from Yemen. My parents are originally from Yemen. صف الروضة والصف الأول وتفضلوا على صفوف أولادكم للSTEAM Expo. شكراً. So they feel like they're in a place that they belong versus yet another strange place.
They come here, this is their first entrance in. They came here for an education, and she is the face that they see. And she's so welcoming. She helps them navigate the paperwork, all of these things that just must be overwhelming for someone coming into this country. And she does it. She takes their hand and she guides them.
The school uses a variety of strategies to communicate with families, such as translated letters, phone calls, signs in the school, and numerous workshops throughout the school year.
Good morning. How are you? Good.
When asked what she appreciates about Salina, Mom Adela Saleh talks about feeling welcome. But there's something even more basic.
أنا شفت إن أولادي في المدرسة أكثر شيء يعني الطفل اللي يحتاجه في حياته في حياته العلمية وحياته المعيشية الأمان. في المدرسة حس أولادي بالأمان والهدوء والاستقرار النفسي. هذا أكثر شيء اللي يساعدهم.
A calm, safe environment matters for kids. And what we know about brain development, social emotionally for children, is that they can't think. They can't even think if they are still in that fight or flight portion of their brain. The one thing that really helps is understanding post-traumatic stress disorder. We had some children come over a few years ago that anytime there was a loud noise, this poor little kindergarten boy would just hit the floor and he would cry. And we had to go get his third grade brother to come down, and his third grade brother came and put his body over this little boy to help calm him down, because where he came from, there were bombs.
Everyone in the school has a part to play in creating a safe and welcoming community for the children.
We pull our forces together, everybody together, the social worker, the parent liaison, the office. It's like we just adopt them. And we make sure that we take care of their social emotional needs, and then we just let them be for a little bit. And really, it doesn't take as long as you would expect for them to feel at home and then be ready to learn.
This approach looks like it might be working for first grader Yusuf. When he and his brother Hussein came to America 2 years ago, his mother had to stay behind in Yemen, and that was devastating.
I was mad because my mom was still at Yemen, and it wasn't that fun, and I missed her. I cried all the time.
Yusuf, he was saying, oh my God, where's my mom? Tell him he's gonna come. He's gotta wait 2 months, 3 months. That's hard for him and us too.
When I said, how was it like when you first came to the United States? He said, I was sad. I said, really? He said, because my mom was in Yemen and I came before her because it was hard for me. I miss my mom so much. I said, really, Yusuf? It's fact, Ms. Al-Haiki, because we are working for National Tech. It's fact.
Yusuf's mom finally did join the family, and Yusuf is now reading above grade level in English.
Every night as she curled up under the stars, Kuala thought about the times when her mother had looked at her and said, Kuala, I do love you.
English language learners in the Dearborn School District now have a 90% graduation rate compared to 63% for English learners nationwide. Yusuf's story is a hopeful one, but it's not the story of many kids like him around the country. English learners struggle for a lot of reasons. Often teachers just don't have the tools they need to deal with a range of challenges.
We're about 97% EL. And our poverty rate for free and reduced lunch is probably about 93%. It's really high. And a lot of people might look at that and think, oh my gosh, how are we able to move these children to where they need to be? And the stress of that, thinking of where they need to be so that they can compete among their peers, that must be an overwhelming job.
That's why the Dearborn School District brings so many resources to bear.
The things that are going to move these children are experiences. It's about good teaching. It's about focused instruction. It's about providing them the kind of environment that they need and giving them these opportunities. Most of all, it's about believing in them.
A collaborative team of well-trained professionals is working hard for Dearborn's kids. They've tried it all, and they hold on to everything that works. But layered on top of all the strategies and programs is what might make the biggest difference for kids in Dearborn: a genuine connection to the students and their families.
Leaving a country, you were born there, your roots are there, it's not easy at all. So that's why they do really struggled a lot. So when they come here, the minimum we can do, just we can assure everything, give them this attention, this love, this care.
I tell them, this is your second home. This is the school where you belong to.
Anyone who knows me outside of school too, if I ever use the expression my kids, they always have to distinguish, is it your actual kids at home or is it your kids at Salina?
She's the best teacher. They come every day, they're ready, bright-eyed. They ask 100 questions, and then I know that what I'm doing is so impactful to them.
الصدق مش أكثر شيء، أكثر شخص بحبه في المدرسة هي مس القاضي، وأكثر شيء أحبها من الأكلات عندي البيتزا.
And these kids, who have been through so much in their young lives, now have their eyes on the future.
I need to be businessman. Yeah. I want to, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor.
لأن حلمي من وأنا صغيرة أن أكون مدرس وإني أعلم وإني يعني أدخل الجامعة وأعلم يعني لما أكملها حتى أصير مدرسة.
I said I want to be the police officer, but my dad said no. He wants me to be a doctor.
The schools in Dearborn welcome children who have carried unimaginable burdens, and they're giving them the chance to dream of a happier life. It starts with a simple message from grown-up to child.
Dear students, you are important. You are listened to. You are cared for. I support you. You are in a safe place. Love, Miss Alhaiki.
Love, Ms. Alhaiki.
This video was made possible by a generous grant from the American Federation of Teachers.